Man, that sunset is gorgeous.
Grill, patio, sunset. Hard to get better than that. Unless you're browsing Carvana's inventory while you soak it all in.
Oh, burger time.
So sit back, get comfortable. Carvana's got thousands of cars under $20,000 just waiting for you.
I could stay here forever.
Carvana, where car buying meets comfort, meets convenience. Download the app or visit Carvana.com today.
Man, that sunset is gorgeous.
Grill, patio, sunset. Hard to get better than that. Unless you're browsing Carvana's inventory while you soak it all in.
Oh, burger time.
So sit back, get comfortable. Carvana's got thousands of cars under $20,000 just waiting for you.
I could stay here forever.
Carvana, where car buying meets comfort, meets convenience. Download the app or visit Carvana.com today.
Mnemosyne, Greek goddess of memory and recall, Titan, and mother of the nine muses. She was usually invoked by ancient poets and historians to aid in their recall of written passages and past events. In legends, it was said that she was given domain over a pool within the realm of Hades, where those who drank of its waters were to forget their past lives in order to be reincarnated. Recently, there have arisen a number of seeming inconsistencies within the popular recollections of a generation, which may suggest some people have taken a sip of that memory girl bathwater. Is there some type of multi-dimensional disturbance that has split the timelines and given rise to memories that stem from other realities? What happened to Jiffy Peanut Butter? Where did King Henry VIII's turkey leg disappear to? This case file, join the theorists as they poke holes in your collective memory with the Mandela effect.
Welcome to Alien Theorists Theorizing, Case File 184, The Mandela Effect. I'm Braden.
I'm Zell.
I'm Dan.
And I'm Andrew.
Ooh, yeah. Here I go again on my own. Dude, the running challenge, so far we're almost halfway. Some killer numbers being posted by everyone. I'm a little disappointed in Mr. Zeitgeist because
Why?
He said he wouldn't be able to run as much.
Oh, he's running more.
And he's killing it.
It's because you lit a fire under his ass with all your shit talking, man.
I don't think I should talk to him.
There's lots of people running at the top, though. It's a tight competition at the top.
It's a lot closer at the top than it was before. In the last one last year.
Zeitgeist, no matter what happens, my cousin's closing in on you. You can't let my cousin beat you.
Is that the guy with the fucking phone strapped to his dog?
Yeah, he did that for one. There was a 2-kilometer dog where he attached. I told him to delete that. If he hasn't deleted that 2K by the end, he's Dairy Queen DQ'd. But no, it's good. I've I'm managed the soreness this year.
Same.
These micro runs have really helped. I'm way up on my pace. I'm set to smash my last year total. And I'm actually planning to pick it up in the back half of the month. I'm doing right now no more than 6K a day, broken up into 2K runs. But I actually think I'm going to go to maybe 3.5Ks. We'll see. Running 3 times a day is just not the most ideal thing because you get fucking sweaty.
It's a lot of a lot of time, a lot of separate sweat thaw.
Yeah, so then I'm like, do I sit all day fucking soaking in my sweat? Dude, okay, hold on 1 second. I didn't take a look at you till just now. What's going on with your face here there, buddy?
I started after the running challenge started, the beard was weighing me down, and then some motherfucker compared me to Master Roshi. And I said, that's enough of the beard.
Dude, what's wrong? Dude, Master Roshi's
You should be like,
jacked.
I'm keeping it. Yeah.
That's a compliment.
No, I have,
man.
hey, I have nothing wrong with Master Roshi. And in 20 years, when I do it again, I'm happy with it. And right now, it's just not, I couldn't do it. I was like, not yet. Not Master
So
Roshi.
you went from Master Roshi to Master.
We'll get you one of those
basically.
turtle shell backpacks to wear.
He went from Master Roshi to Sound Cop.
I don't know, man.
Checking, making sure no one's popping peas.
I didn't realize how long my beard was until I just shaved the beard and left the stash. I was like, fuck. What was in there? Wood chips. A lot of wood chips built in the deck. Lodged deep in the roots of the beard.
So today we pose a question to theorites. What are their thoughts on the Mandela effect? What are their thoughts of, this idea that there's a collective memories that we have as a society that may or may not be true. Personally, when I think about it, I like my wild imagination. I like to think that these are signs that our timeline's changing, or we're slipping into another dimension, or there's a thinning of a dimension, and we're remembering this other plane that is now no longer where we exist.
Right.
That's kind of my thoughts on what do you guys think about it on the first glance?
Well, I mean, memory's a hard thing. When you do a little bit of
Remembrance hard.
remembrance pretty hard, and then when you open your mouth, nothing comes out. Memories on their own can be so fragmented, right? So, but it's weird how it just seems like if I experience something, I might misremember it, but it just seems weird when millions and millions of people seem to forget and remember the same type of thing.
The same. Yeah.
It's
For me, the thing that jumps out the most is the fact that the majority of these instances, and we're going to touch on them obviously, are mostly media and stuff that was formed in our adolescence, right? When our memories may not be the sharpest, right? So that's the kind of thing that jumps out to me. I don't know if I kind of chalk it up to just being a kid and remembering things a little differently than they really were.
Yeah, I'd have to say, I'm on the same page as Andrew, where it's kind of it's really just us or a lot of people having bad memory, and then a lot of people having bad memory or, poor memory of something. And then they all kind of get together and they say, I remember that too. But they both remember the same thing wrong. And that's a lot easier to do now that we have social media, I think. So that's what I thought. That was the first thing I went to, is kind of the misinformation angle, or the misinformation age that we now live in. That's where my mind went to.
You know what? There's ones that we're going to touch on that I've been told are incorrect, but I will die on the cross saying that there's a radio edit or something. There's something out there that is these versions.
Yeah, but that's because you're a stubborn asshole.
Yeah, and I've set my ways, and I refuse to change.
That's all right. There's a lot of them though. When people talk about the Mandela effect, there's so many things. No, I could have swore it was that. 100%.
There's a few mind fucks, and they're not even I got a few written down that aren't even really the popular ones that you hear about, that I was I had to read a few different times and then go on YouTube and actually watch the videos to confirm holy shit, really?
There's a couple of these ones that I do remember them. No, I never remember it being that way, or I never remember it being the way that people who have said it to be in the Mandela effect, and the way that is, quote unquote wrong. I've never had some of these. I'm just no, it's always been that way. It's never been the way that you describe it or how you're misremembering it.
So we're gonna go through kind of a various cases of Mandela effect, and then at the end we'll kind of get some wild theories and what we think, or is it could it be rogue time travelers, or is it something more grounded in reality? But let's get into it. Mandela effect, Dan. Why are we talking about this?
Well, the Mandela effect was actually coined by Fiona Broom, who describes herself as a paranormal consultant.
Dope.
And she has a website, which is basically, yeah, I know. I don't know who.
That's oozing with credibility.
Hey,
Buddy,
listen,
there's nothing but
that's-
credibility there. That's
That's
fucking-
almost as credible as calling yourself an alien theorist.
Yeah,
No, listen,
Just
that's up
about.
there with internet sleuths. Like that's fucking.
I don't know
that's
what
big
state
time.
board certified her as a paranormal consultant. I'm not 100% sure where you get that certification from, or there's.
Is this something that tells me you apply for it online?
Yeah.
They'd send you a fucking diploma.
Hey, our spin-off show, Paranormal Consultants Consulting.
Consulting.
PCC, baby, coming soon.
I like that.
She said that she coined this effect, or the name of this effect, the Mandela effect, after she claims that she shared a particular memory or a false memory of that the South African human rights activist Nelson Mandela had died in prison during the 1980s. And for me, I read that and I'm like, Nelson Mandela was president of South Africa. Like that,
Yeah, after
that's
he
kind
went
of
to jail.
common knowledge. I thought that was kind of common knowledge. I was like, he didn't die in the 80s.
Well, what
Right
else
up
do you
the
know
bat.
from rugby? Like I'm confused.
I don't really. I don't know much about Nelson Mandela. Got it?
Well, and that's a strange one because I will side with Dan in this particular case where I was like,
Like, did you guys not see that Matt Damon was in a movie with Morgan Freeman and Morgan Freeman played Nelson Mandela?
what? I've
Yeah,
been
it was the one
Mandela
about the
again.
rug-
I
it
thought it
the
was
one about
Matt
the rugby,
Damon who played
Honor
Nelson
or
Mandela.
Invictus or whatever. Invictus, that movie.
I think that's all I know about Nelson Mandela is from that movie, I believe.
Well, yeah, but that's enough. That's enough to know that he didn't die in fucking prison.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. That's a good point to what Andrew said earlier is that, you know, some of these Mandela effects seem to be harbored when you're in your adolescence. And the majority of people who first noticed this one are our parents' generation, not us younger. This is who it started. Like you don't hear millennials and stuff being like the Mandela effect is real because Nelson Mandela died in the age. Like we weren't born. We had no idea.
It's all based around fucking cartoons and
Right.
Yeah.
So like the
shit that really matters.
the Mandela
Hell yeah.
the Mandela effect, like using Nelson Mandela is like probably one of the least believable ones. That's just how this whole thing got its name. Because there's so many more that are like, for me, I'm like, Mandela, sure, I remember him dying from the news or whatever, but all these other ones, there's a lot more that I was like, no, I side that this happened this way.
Well, I was going to say that like really what they should have called it, we should rebrand it to the Berenstein effect,
Yes, exactly.
right?
That seems to be the one that most people are able to get on board with, or that is really the strongest memory that a lot of people have, where because the Berenstain Bears, not the Berenstein Bears, were such a integral part to a lot of our childhoods. I know I read a bunch of their books, and I
Berenstein
even
Bears.
remember calling them the Berenstein Bears, and
Same.
my parents calling them the Berenstein Bears.
Dude,
and then
that's because that's what they were called. There was
That's
no
what it was.
Berenstains.
they were Berenstain
but
Bears.
there is no Berenstains or Rothstains or like that's not a common fucking. You don't when other names can you think of that end in stain like that other than Steen? The reason why is because it's not common. So you are like when you read that, your mind obviously goes to Steen and not Stain. It just doesn't roll off the tongue nicely. This one I don't get.
Everyone in the world thinks it's Berenstein,
No,
but it's
not everybody in the world. Everybody on a fucking Reddit fucking thread commenting on it believed it was that. Like that's.
But
not everybody in the
No,
world.
I wasn't on that Reddit thread, and I think it was Berenstein.
Yeah, but that's.
But
where
I also think it was a
originated
common
from, Clinton.
misspelling of that thing, because I think a lot of people just called it Berenstein Bears, because even in the cursive, it's kind of hard to determine exactly what it is. Like if you picture it in your head, I know most people can, that like cursive and how they write the Berenstein Bears. Berenstein, but it's definitely Berenstain Bears. Even the TV show that they had for a while is the Berenstain Bears. And it's always been the Bears. That blew my mind. But now when I kind of like think back on it, it's like, oh,
Once you go into your data port and rewatch your childhood with your photographic memory, you're like, it was in fact the Berenstain Bears.
But like it just rolls off the tongue way nicer. It's just
it
easier.
does. It's
just
yeah.
Steen as opposed to Stain. Like I can't think of any other fucking
Berenstain.
name that ends in stain like that.
Stain's just
Berenstain.
Stain's just not a good word. Like stain.
No.
Sucks.
And then it's like, oh, I can't believe that my 8-year-old self thought it was Steen instead of Stain. I'm fucking dumb now as an adult. I was even dumber back then. I'm not surprised that I thought it was Steen.
Well, I'm sure a lot of our parents, even who read the books to us, they called it the Berenstain Bears because it is a very Steen or Stein is a way more common ending to a name than Stain. So it's just they read it and they say, oh, it's the Berenstain Bears. I know it's just like when your parents call everything your Sega Genesis a Nintendo. You know, everything's a Nintendo, and they don't really care. They're just like, oh,
everything's a Stein. Berenstain.
Come on, Mom, it's a PlayStation.
Right? Oh, your Play Sega or whatever, right? You know, it's Play Sega, whatever. They're just like, oh, it's the Berenstain Bears.
I'm going to do that. I'm doing that on purpose.
Dan made it funny.
Dude, listen, I'm doing that on purpose when my kid gets old enough. Every time.
Play Sega?
Never going to say it right.
It's your dream station. It's a dream.
Dude,
It's going to be the Xbox 14. I'm going to be like, get your Play Sega ready. Let's go.
Yeah, there you go.
Play Mario Kart.
Quick little segue is that I have this is a segue conspiracy. We can get into it in another. That old people actually know how to work electronics. They just want you to come over and spend time with them. And that's why they fake it. Because sometimes I like have to walk my parents through like computers and shit. And I'm like, there's no way you don't fucking stand these simple, but like you've been using computers just as long as me. You definitely know what to do here. What do you mean you can't connect your printer? And then I'm like, part of me goes, do they just want me to hang out?
Or they just want to get you worked up and see you fucking pop a blood vessel.
And listen, as someone who is computer illiterate, there is nothing I fucking just loathe more than asking for help for this shit. I hate it. I fucking hate having
Hey, listen, can I give you some point?
It drives me.
You of all
absolutely
people
nuts.
need to ask. For
You should
No, but I don't want to because I get ridiculed every time. So I go on YouTube. I fucking try and figure shit out on my own. And when I can't, I'm like, well, I guess it's going to light it on fire. And it's going to die.
We don't make fun of you. It's just more of like,
we don't make fun of you.
Really?
Dan,
So hold on.
you're the worst for making fun of people for being dumb
it's more
about
like
technology.
disbelief. It's just genuine
it's
disbelief.
disbelief.
I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
I agree,
Listen,
Dan.
I didn't get a computer till I was fucking 17. All right? I don't know how to work this shit.
Hey, Andrew, if you want to spend more time with us, you don't have to
I don't.
frustrate us with your shitty computer
stuck
skills.
with you motherfuckers twice a week is too much.
You know what's
to
funny
begin
though?
with.
You know what's funny though is you say you didn't get a computer till that computer, but actually you didn't get that computer either. I got it for you.
Exactly. I don't give a shit about this. I barely even know how to use my phone. If I had it my way, I'd be sending you guys fucking smoke signals. Easy.
You couldn't light a
problem.
fire.
I can light a fire.
Bad
oh,
idea.
Man, I can light a fire.
Okay. Let's move on.
Let's bring
Some
it
more
back.
Examples.
Another one that fucked me up from my childhood, which doesn't make sense to me, was that Curious George, the monkey, didn't have a tail.
Yeah.
He didn't?
For me, that 100% is like, makes sense. I'm like, Curious George is a chimpanzee.
Chimpanzees don't have fucking
Chimpanzees don't have
like
monkeys.
that.
He's a chimp.
Tails.
Don't have monkeys.
Yeah, he's a chimpanzee. He doesn't have a
He's
tail.
not a monkey.
Chimpanzees
He
don't
doesn't have
tails.
one.
I thought he was a monkey.
No.
Curious
ape.
George.
So when they were like, he didn't have, I was like, I don't remember him ever hanging from his tail. He always just never had a tail because he's a chimpanzee.
He doesn't
Is
look like
he,
a
though?
chimpanzee when you search it up. He looks more like a monkey.
I don't know. I always thought he was a chimpanzee.
It's 13
personally.
seasons, by the way. I didn't know that. 13 seasons. of
Seasons.
Curious
I only ever read
George?
I didn't even know he had a show. I was just reading the books.
Yeah.
13 seasons of a
Picture
The
books.
Man in the
Curious
Yellow Hat.
George.
I just remember, which I always thought was really weird. The Man in the Yellow Hat sounds somewhat sinister, and now that I think about it, it sounds kind of creepy. But
100%.
does he have a real name? Now that I think about it, does he have a real name?
The man with the yellow hat?
I bet you his name you have to say like it's 3 parts. It's like
Yeah, if I say it 3 times, is he gonna pop up here?
He might.
He looks terrifying. Okay, here's the thing.
That one doesn't fuck with me. I'm cool with that one.
The issue I have, like pulling this up, the first story with Curious George in it is Cecily G and the 9 Monkeys. And George is one of the 9 monkeys,
Makes sense.
not chimpanzees.
But
That's
he's
fair.
always been a chimpanzee. I mean,
Oh, knocked over a
a
bit.
lot of people call chimpanzees monkeys.
I can't find anything that says he's a chimpanzee.
Well, he's always been like a chimpanzee because he's never had a tail. And I've always been like, he's never had a tail because I've never seen him like hang from anything with the tail.
How
He's
much
always been,
Curious
like-
George did you watch?
I have vivid memories of him swinging tree to tree all nimbly bimbly.
I mean, with his arms, because
That's what chimpanzees do, don't
chimpanzees can do that.
Well, monkeys
Yeah,
swing with their
chimpanzees are up
arms.
in the fucking trees for sure.
Yeah, but he doesn't. When I think of chimpanzees, I think they had like darker fur. This guy's.
I'll be honest with you though. Like seriously, this is a real question. Are you really that shook that Pure Stores doesn't have a tail? Like,
No.
is this?
No,
are you
I'm
shook
not-
by
I'm not
this?
shook.
Let's be
I'm not
honest.
shook.
Listen,
No, like
Okay.
I've always been like, because he's a chimpanzee, and chimpanzees are the closest ones that you would probably keep. Like, if you were to keep one in your house, you'd probably keep a chimpanzee, or that's what I've
okay,
seen.
hold on.
in
Like,
not a lot of people
realistically-
keep monkeys in their house. And
okay,
some
this
people
is
do.
this is let's get into this one.
Michael Jackson had a
don't
chimpanzee.
listen. Before we get into this one, we need to fucking have a disclaimer here. Don't have chimpanzees for pets either.
Never.
That thing's gonna rip off your fucking face. It's gonna eat your hands. It's gonna eat your feet.
Yeah.
It's not
Nose.
good. I watched that shit on Oprah as a kid, and I have nightmares.
Yeah,
This
that
is
lady,
Nightmares.
dude.
My mom made me watch that.
Dude,
Ripped off her face.
the stories about chimpanzees fucking up their owners are
Scarier
insane.
than ghosts or anything. That's terrifying.
True
man.
monsters, man. Rip your fucking nose off, tongue, eyeballs,
Oh man,
Yeah.
eat them.
They're-
Eat your
they're-
face.
your fucking balls off. They'll rip
They're
everything
very,
off.
They're very strong.
They'll dislocate your shoulders. Yeah, fuck. Don't
Scary.
get a monkey. Get a monkey first. Don't get a chimpanzee if you're gonna get a pet.
Don't get a
Don't get
fucking
any
dog.
monkeys.
Get a hamster.
Get any monkeys.
Like, don't get
Well,
any of that shit.
Well, not hamsters either. They're just as dangerous.
Texas, you can get a tiger, so you can also get that, but keep it in a cage.
Some states, I think in
Yes.
some states,
Yeah.
it's actually
Okay.
legal.
All right, let's on to the next
What's
one.
the next
Okay.
one?
So this one, I'll bring in a special guest because he's adamant.
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 Yeah. Edmonton. Here he's Edmonton.
He's
Okay,
Edmonds.
so there's a pretty big population out there, and some people post VHS pictures of a movie with Sinbad called Shazam, where he's a genie.
No.
But there's also a movie called Kazam
With
with
Shaq,
Shaquille
man.
O'Neal.
Right.
Listen,
But
right
people
here, right
say
here.
they both exist.
Yeah,
I
I'll tell you
remember the
what.
Shaq one.
No, of course you do. Dude, I was obsessed with that movie.
I'll be right
as a
back.
kid.
Keep talking.
I
I can hear.
have. Listen, fucking. If you want to be number one, I'm sorry, boy, that's been done. But if you got the itches, I got the sack of riches. Don't matter how avaricious, I'm the man that can grant your wishes. That shit was my jam when I was a kid. I fucking love that movie. That was
Is it
not Sinbad.
adventitious or is it avaricious?
Avaricious.
Okay.
Either or. I don't know. Big word. But anyways, I thought it was avaricious when I was a kid. But that was my fucking movie when I was, dude. I understand
I
where
was
that.
I was a big fan of Sinbad. Like I thought he was really funny back in the days when he was doing he did a lot of kid movies and stuff like that. And I saw First Kid. I
Dude,
watched
First Kid was awesome. I can get it though. Like I understand Sinbad. What do you think of when you think of Sinbad? Like it's Sinbad in the Seven Seas, right?
Well,
like
yeah, in the Voyage, the seven. Yeah.
I think
Yeah, the
I
Boys in
think
the
of
Seven Seas, right?
Jingle All the Way. He's the bad dude.
Yeah, he was also in Jingle All the Way. Yeah.
well, but like I can understand where you can get Sinbad and Genie, and like there are evidence of him dressing up like a genie in the past, and like a movie marathon, fucking like a telethon type thing.
So,
Right, like-
Mr. Conspiracy, he just stepped out. I was telling him we were doing this, and he was upset with me because he's like, Sinbad dude do that. And he actually gave he like sent me a series of tweets from Sinbad being like, where Sinbad's like, I never did this. And then someone sends this picture of a DVD and he's like, y'all got me. I did this.
Well, it was an April Fool's joke. He did a trailer for Shazam dressed as a genie a few years, like in 2017, because of this whole Mandela effect bullshit.
It's not bullshit, man.
But-
It's separate dimension.
Well, sorry,
Fused.
separate
Fused-
dimension,
fused into one.
Woo woo, voodoo, all that type of shit.
You don't know anything.
that. It's-
You don't know shit.
You're damn rights. I don't know shit. I think that's been well established throughout the 180 something podcasts we've done.
Well, there's Kazam. I remember there's Kazan too, which was a Hanna-Barbera cartoon where
Well, Kazan. There's Kazam with Shaq. There's Shazam,
right,
which what fucking Captain Marvel says.
right. But yeah, I don't know. What was the next one? On to the next one though. This one didn't really shock me, but I do remember why people would get it wrong. Rich Uncle Pennybags, the guy who's on the Monopoly box, apparently people believe that he had a monocle at some point. He's never had a monocle.
I
I
always
wonder if
thought
that's
that.
because of Ace Ventura.
That's what I was thinking because I remember that scene.
Well, that's what
and
I
it's
remember. I
hilarious,
remember
but-
Ace Ventura
Do
like
not
being
pass
like,
go. Do not collect
"Do not
$200.
collect, nah. But this, yeah.
God
But
damn it, that movie's funny.
because is that Mr. Peanut who has the monocle?
Mr. Peanut does have a
So
monocle. Yeah.
Monopoly Man does not have
the
a
Planters
monocle.
guy.
Monopoly Man
He's
has
never had a monocle, and I would be like that. To me, when I think back on it, I'm like, no, he's never had a monocle because the get out of jail
seems
free.
like the type of guy
He
to
does.
wear a monocle. Though.
I don't
agree.
know. When he's getting dragged off and like in whatever, he's like go straight to jail. I don't see his monocle when he's in the community chest. All the cards, he never has a monocle on. Like I don't.
How
remember him ever having
useless is a monocle though? Real.
It's very uncomfortable to wear.
I have to tap out of this one because I'll be honest with you. I don't think I've played Monopoly longer than 10 minutes without flipping the fucking board.
You're one of those guys, are you?
Yard sale. Oh, yeah.
So
Somebody hits you at that fucking hotel and you're like, fuck this game.
The second someone else gets Park Place, you're done, eh?
no,
The only way to win is not
free
to
parking.
play.
Get fucked.
no, dude, it's never
Cheaters.
the first time you land on the first house. You go around the corner, you hit the second hotel, and then you're bankrupt, and then boom, there
You're
goes
fucking
the board.
ruined, man.
You always buy up every property first time around the board.
Yeah, don't
Buy up every
never
property
skip.
you can.
I got a few mind fuckers. These are a few that blew my brain out. Like these ones fucked my mind.
Okay, let's hear him.
So, tell me this: the band Green Day. I'm gonna fucking spit some lyrics to you guys. You tell me what the song's called.
Okay.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. What's the name of that song?
Is that when
It's
September
not
ends?
a question, but a learning time.
Time of your life or something, isn't it?
Oh, Time of Your Life. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's called Time of Your Life.
Sorry.
And when did it come out?
I don't know.
90
Gotta be early 2000s.
90.
When
Early
September ends is
2000s.
the other one.
Early 2000s. No, it's called Good Riddance, and it came out in fucking 1997 on the Nimrod album.
What?
Oh, that
Pardon
seems too
fucking
old.
me?
No, it's got to have like one of those ones with like a two title.
Is it in parentheses? It's
no.
like
A
time of your life.
parentheses title.
It's called Good Riddance. That's the name
When
of
do
it.
they
is
do
Good
they say
Riddance.
good riddance once in that fucking song?
It's called Good Riddance. It came
Everyone
out in May
knows
of
But
you
they
have
don't say good
to, you
riddance
have
in
to
that.
say the title of the song in the song. That's the fucking rules.
Say that to Billy. Tell Billy that. He's going to get drunk and get naked on stage and start a fight.
I would have never ever guessed that it was good riddance.
Nope, neither did I.
I thought
I thought it was time of your life.
is it not
I
not a
always
two,
thought-
is it not a two title? It doesn't have
But
parentheses.
I think that's one of those things that people just like don't know the name because it's not in the song.
so people
Like,
make
I
up
don't
the
think
name
that's like
for
a
it.
Mandela effect thing. That's
Are you
not-
ready for another one? This one fucking destroyed me too.
All right.
All right. Luke, I am your father.
You
Right?
never said that in the movies.
Apparently not. I just learned that today. It's
No.
I am your father.
Yeah, because he says Obi-Wan never told you the truth about your father. And he says, he told me enough. He told me you killed him. He said, no, I am your father.
Yeah.
He never says Luke. He
I
never says
remembered that forever as Luke. I am your father.
Well, that's because everybody said it in like every parody. They always
There's
said that.
and there's
Like,
tons of merch. There's tons of fucking like books, all that type of shit that says Luke, I'm your father. Confusing the fuck out of
But
us.
didn't who was the actor who played him? Because James Earl
Jones.
No, he did the voice, but the guy who actually played him and then they overdubbed the voice. He in an interview I remember seeing, he thought he said it too, but it's been so long that he just went with pop culture maybe. But like he thought in one interview he said like no, I remember it like that, like Luke, I am your father. But
Oh, dude, there's so many of these that are blowing my fucking brain up. Mirror, mirror on the wall, or magic mirror on the wall.
mirror, mirror on the
I mean, I've
wall.
heard it a couple ways.
I almost want to say it's the other one because I would say mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? But because that's what I think it is, I'm going to say it's the other one, isn't it?
It's because in fucking Shrek they say mirror, mirror on the wall.
on the mall.
Ah, okay. Well, that
On the
makes
mall,
sense because
mirrors, mirrors on the mall.
Magic mirror is
Where's
is
the
that-
pretzel
Is that
stands?
Sleeping Beauty? Magic mirror?
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
Snow
No.
White.
Snow White. Snow
dude.
White. Snow
But
White.
I don't even remember when I first saw Snow White. I know I've watched that, but
The
it must
little
have been
kid, yeah.
ages ago. I haven't watched
Listen.
it since then.
My mom had the whole Disney book fucking collection, and she used to she'd read me Cinderella and fucking Snow White before I go to bed when I was like 7. And one day she was fucking at work or whatever, and I was at home with the babysitter. I went in my room and shredded the books so she wouldn't read them to me anymore. She refused it, and she was so mad. I got drowned for so long, and I'm like, I don't care. It was worth it. Don't read me this shit anymore. Sick of it. I think I got my ass whooped. Like whooped. Bad. Okay. You want me to keep going or you guys got some? I got a few more.
Well, I got another song one. This one fucked me up because, like I said, I swear there's either some sort of fucking radio edit or something, but like, We Are the Champions. We all know this song.
Oh, yeah.
Sing the end. Sing the end for me.
We are the champions.
We are the champions. No time for losing. Cause we are the champions of the world.
Of the world.
No,
Yeah.
there is no, that doesn't go at the end.
But
Right?
it does now.
No, it doesn't.
does now.
I remember having I had the CDs back in the day. I had the fucking Jock Jams,
Dan.
Jock Rock, and
Dan.
I always
Dan.
thought it said "Add the World."
Put
Dan,
put
enough.
down the jock jams.
And
Put
Listen,
them down.
you're wrong because we
When
won
my hand goes up, your
championships
mouth
to that
goes
shit.
shut.
Because doesn't it go into? Oh, is it "We Are the Champions"? Doesn't go into another song though.
Yeah, dude, there is a radio edit. There's
it's the
got to be a
seconds.
radio edit. I'm telling you, and it's two Queen songs, and it goes from one Queen song into "We Are the Champions."
Well, it's We Will Rock
And at the-
You.
Yeah, We Will
Yeah, we will
You.
rock you, and then it goes. It's a radio edit that goes into "We Are the Champions."
No, that's the
and
that's
it
the
ends
actual
with
song.
Of
No,
the
that's
World.
the normal song.
That's the
That's
song.
the normal
I
song.
think so.
That's not an edit. That's the song.
That's the song.
Yeah.
Those two parts are the
that's
song.
the full song.
That's the yeah.
like that's the on the album.
We Will Rock You
That's how it plays.
into.
We are the champions.
It's like
yeah.
it's like a
We Will Rock You is not a long song. That's the
No,
intro.
it's a
to
minute.
We Are the Champions.
Yeah, it's a minute long.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
it's
dude.
fucking rad too. That guitar.
Wait, hold on.
No, dude, the song is called "We Are the Champions."
Yeah, and it starts.
We Will Rock
We
You
Will
sli-
Rock You is not a song.
Yeah.
Okay, what?
Listen, motherfucker, you know how to stop. Like you know this because you watched Mighty Ducks. That's why it's not a different song.
Yeah,
It's the same song.
It's just one song.
I thought
You need
this
to
was
get
some
yourself
sort of radio.
vinyl and
Dude.
sit back and chill and listen
Wait,
to
no,
fucking-
wait. Here it is.
Two issues.
This got
Two-part issues.
Here's a Mandela. I just Mandela myself. So I remember it as one song. I searched the album 1977 News of the World by Queen. Track 1, We Will Rock You. Track 2, We Are the Champions.
What?
Yeah.
Are you
I told
serious?
you. I knew it's some sort of radio edit, you motherfucker.
Wait, did you say we
It's
will
not a
rock you
radio
into
edit.
We Are the Champions, right? It's like this, but they kind of go together.
Like on okay, so when you listen to a vinyl, it just transitions into the same fucking song. It doesn't stop.
That might be true still, but they are two separate songs. But on vinyl, they're a medley.
Holy
like it's
fuck.
one song.
Listen,
but they
fuck-
play them
wait,
back
listen.
to back. Like usually, when I listen to the radio, they play them back to back. Usually,
What a
yes,
nauseating.
there's a radio
douchebag.
edit. They play them back to back, and at the end it says "Of the World."
Because
No,
that's the way it
no.
goes on the vinyl. But I keep talking about vinyl like a fucking douche.
No, but
And
not-
like one of the-
it never
doesn't
says of
say.
the world. It always tapers off. Just We Are the Champions. Boom.
No, because when we play, because we play that song as an encore, or we used to back in the good old days when you played live music. As an encore, when the last song of the night we play "We Are the Champions," and everyone remembers "Of the World," and everyone screams at the end. Everyone
Well, I
screams
think
it.
people just say it at the end because it's just like an informal thing. Like it's not, but it's not part of the
That
song.
may be
It's just
true.
people want to do it. You expect it, so you do it.
It's kind of like Monet, where you're like, "Hey, motherfucker, get laid, get fucked." You know, like that's not really part of the song.
What?
But everybody
Yeah,
says.
okay.
When
everybody
did he
says
say
that.
that in the song?
What is that?
Oh my god, I hate you, fucking people. I fucking hate you.
When
guys.
did we discuss that?
What are you talking about?
Everybody-
I don't know who
Listen,
says that. I've never heard anybody
listen.
say that, but okay.
Are you kidding me? When you're listening to Monet,
You think he says in Moni Moni, "Get fucked"?
No,
Get
no,
laid,
he's saying
get
that people
fucked.
say that it like
hey,
informally in the
everybody,
song.
get laid, get fucked. That's what you chant during the song. All right. Apparently your parents aren't as cool as my mom was, because we'd be driving out in her fucking 1980 something Scirocco chanting that shit when I was like fucking 9 years old, just fist pumping.
Well, it's like when
Okay.
people do the Sweet Caroline and the ... but that doesn't. But that doesn't
Yeah,
happen
Dan,
until
Time
like
out,
the second,
time out.
the second
Time
verse or
out.
something.
I'm getting frustrated here. I need some explanation. So during Moni Moni, how does this come about? What are you saying
Just-
here?
You want me to? Hey, motherfucker, get laid. Get
Yes,
fucked.
I understand that you're making a bold claim that there's some hidden lyrics that everyone chants that I've never heard in my
Never heard
32
that.
years.
Sorry, let me
on this
backtrack.
earth.
Let me backtrack. Only the cool people chant it.
Okay, so
Only the
we're not
cool
cool like
Moni
this.
Moni,
Hey,
Moni Moni.
Monet. Yeah.
Where does that part come in?
Play it. Can we play it?
No,
We're
we
on
can't-
Spotify
No, we
now.
can't play it. We can sing it.
We could play it, but we have to put it in as a separate segment. It's annoying. We're not going to play it.
Yeah.
That's so stupid. Okay, listen. There's got to be somebody
Kids say,
on.
yeah,
fucking-
yeah,
It's got to be somebody who
yeah,
listens.
yeah,
Yeah.
like a phony.
Like, man. And after that part is when you say it.
Come on,
Hey,
come on.
motherfucker, get laid, get fucked. What?
Yeah, when it kind of like breaks down a bit, it's going, when it gets a little low and everybody's
No, I
bouncing
have
down.
no fucking
Hey,
idea.
motherfucker, get laid, get fucked. Google it.
I've never. I
That's the
don't.
dumbest. Okay, hold on. I got the lyrics up because we can't think. So hold on. Because you make me feel like a pony, so good, like a pony, so good, like a pony, so good. Moni, Moni, so fine. Moni, Moni, so fine. Moni, Moni, it's all mine. Moni, Moni. Well, I feel all right. Moni, Moni. I said, yeah. Well, you could shake
Boys.
it. Moni, Moni.
Listen, I just Googled it. It's all over Google. Fuck you. It's everything. Type it in. It's at the live shows. Everybody did it.
Hey, motherfucker, get laid, get fucked.
I'm telling you right now.
I've never been to a Billy
Sally
Idol live
Habib
show, but
was
okay.
on the dance floor. Fucking
Wish I had.
Billy
That'd
Idol was
be fun.
playing, and she was pumping her fist,
Well,
saying, "Hey, motherfucker,
I'm not
going to
deny that what you think is true, but I'm just saying.
No, it's nothing thinking. Google it. Me and all the other you Googleizers in the world obviously type that in.
I believe you.
That
Okay.
people say that.
People
I've
say
just
it.
never heard.
I've
people
never
say
heard
that.
it though.
Well, validate me.
But I'm saying also there is no of the world at the end of We Are the Champions because
But
people
there
just expect to
is
say it. It's like
now.
when people do the ba 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 in Sweet Caroline, but it doesn't do it in like the very first part.
If you don't do the ba 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 in Sweet Caroline, fuck you. I
But
said
it doesn't.
right now.
I'm saying that.
No,
it,
fuck
it-
you.
Get
I'm saying
laid,
it.
get
Fuck
laid,
you.
get fucked, get out.
Yep.
But
That's
I'm
it.
saying in the
Fuck you.
song, like it's not in the first.
From
like,
now on,
chorus.
since we're making up lyrics to songs, whenever someone
Oh,
sings
you
Sweet
son of a
Caroline,
bitch.
I'm going to go, someone's going to go, Sweet Caroline. I'm going to be like, get laid, get fucked.
No.
I mean,
You
yeah,
ruined
sure.
it. No.
That works too.
I mean, that's
dumb.
what the song's about, anyway.
It doesn't work,
Whatever.
and it sucks. That sucks.
I still
That's
don't
terrible.
understand where that comes in. But anyway,
Man.
Welcome to Alien Theorist Theorizing Misremembered Lyrics 101.
Yep. All right.
Fucking fired up.
Okay.
get all worked up here.
Yeah, I'm angry.
We're getting a little worked
I'm
up.
fucking
We're
frustrated.
getting a little worked up.
Take my pulse here.
We're gonna take a quick beer break. We're gonna recover,
Cool off. We need to
cool off a bit, reset, grab a beer, and we'll be right back.
Growing businesses and finance professionals, you need Bill Spend and Expense, the free-to-use spend management software. It's powered by the Bill Divvy Corporate Card, which helps growing companies scale with credit lines of $500 to $15 million, automated expense reports, and as many virtual cards as you need. For a limited time, get $500 when you get started with Bill Spend and Expense. Request a demo at bill.com/get500. Terms and conditions apply. Advertised credit ranges are not guaranteed and are determined at approval. Card issued by Cross River Bank, member FDIC.
Man, that sunset is gorgeous.
Grill, patio, sunset. Hard to get better than that. Unless you're browsing Carvana's inventory while you soak it all in.
Oh, burger time.
So sit back, get comfortable. Carvana's got thousands of cars under $20,000 just waiting for you.
I could stay here forever.
Carvana, where car buying meets comfort, meets convenience. Download the app or visit Carvana.com today.
All right, we didn't
We're
cool
back.
off. We're still at the exact same
We're
level.
still.
still
No, it's worse.
This might
It's
be worse.
worse now. It's worse. It's fucking way worse. I'm done.
You're done.
I'm ready to quit the fucking podcast. I'm done.
All right, how about this one? I'll bring it. I'll bring it back here. I'll
Serve
bring
it
this
up
one
slow.
up because it'll make for some good impression.
Sure.
Forrest Gump.
I was running.
I was running.
Running.
Life is like a box of chocolates. Never know what you're gonna get.
That's not what he says.
Yeah.
No, that's not what he says.
Life
He
is.
says life was like a box of
He said,
chocolates.
Mama says life was like a box of chocolates.
Mama said
Yeah.
life was like a box of chocolates. Never
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
what you're
So
gonna
that's
get.
not life is
Yeah.
like a
I
box
thought
of
it was
chocolates.
light. I always thought it was life is like a box of chocolates.
But I mean, everybody in every parody said that. So it's like,
Oh.
probably saw the parodies more than you saw the movie. How many times have you watched Forrest Gump?
Quite a few times. I love that movie.
How many
It's one
times
of the
have you
great.
seen it parodied, though?
I will say this: it's one of the greatest stories ever told.
It is a good movie.
Probably.
It is a good movie. Shot me in the butt.
So it's
Yeah.
not. I remember it the
They
same
said
as
it was $1 million wound, but I ain't seen a single dollar of that money. Like, oh, so good.
Can we just all agree that Jenny is the most evil character
She's
of all
the
time?
worst.
she's the
She's
worst.
pretty
Yeah.
bad. Yeah.
Here's my question. This is a legitimate question.
Okay.
What the fuck? What did she die of?
AIDS.
AIDS.
Okay, so how
HIV
come fucking Forrest
or
didn't get AIDS or her kid?
complications, right? Like, or she get cancer.
Because maybe she was pregnant before.
AIDS.
I don't think
She had.
AIDS?
she was pregnant before she got AIDS.
Well, they slept together
No.
before.
She would have got.
that's-
She would have.
that-
She
that
would have.
scene-
She would. She
You
would
wanna
have
see me cry?
Well,
You want to see me cry? Put on that scene where he's sitting at her grave going, "Little Forrest wrote you a letter, but I don't know how to read. I can't read it." I'm like fucking tearing up instantly. I fucking
well, because
felt
you
it.
sympathize with him because you don't know how to fucking read it. Makes sense. I get it. It makes
God
sense.
damn it.
Hey, I tee him up. You got to hit him out of the park, I guess. Eh?
No, fuck you. Well, I'm still mad at you.
He's still
Fucking-
quite upset.
I'm ready to end this friendship over this fucking bullshit.
No, I'm gonna keep poking. I'm poking.
I want to shut down this whole Mandela bullshit and get in a full-on discussion on how the fuck you think that some random dude from Shinedown has a better fucking voice than Ronnie Van Zant. That's what I want to know.
That's where the break went. That's where the break went.
Unfortunately, he does a better version of Simple Man.
He fucking doesn't though. That's not a thing.
It's not the original.
Oh
it's
my
one
God.
of the. It's one
No,
of the
you know what?
rare occurrences where someone else
No.
does the version.
No, you're right.
better.
You're right. We live in multiple like different universes or multiverses, whatever, and you're in the fuck off wrong universe.
And
that's what
Andrew,
what's happening. right
Andrew,
here.
he does a good version though. You got to give him that.
I absolutely. I watched it live when I went to the Kiss concert. They opened up for Kiss. I thought it was fantastic. It was great. I was putting my lighter up, having some drinks, enjoying myself. Can't even put them in the same fucking sentence as Skinner. Just
Blasphemy. Blasphemy, he says.
What else we got here?
lost 6 years of my life.
This one kind of fucked me up. The famous line. What's the famous line from? Hold on. Let's kind of run through. Shoot me that famous line from Predator.
Come on, them. Yeah, kill me.
Yeah.
Do it.
if
Get to
right?
the chopper.
if it bleeds,
Stick around.
Yeah, if it bleeds.
Right.
If it bleeds, we can kill
you
it.
can kill
That's
it.
the
What
one that
about,
stands out to
you know,
me.
like-
Time to bleed.
What other movie? What about Silence of the Lambs? Give me the famous line.
hello,
Oh,
Clarice.
this one fucked me up too.
So that I ate his
Hello,
liver with
Clarice.
a bottle of
Hello,
Chianti and
Clarice.
fava bean.
Not though. It's not. Hello. Good morning, Clarice.
Oh, there-
I was
he
like,
never
what?
smelled it.
It's not hello, Clarice.
no, it's good morning, Clarice.
Good morning, Clarice.
Yeah,
No, that doesn't
fuck,
sound
yeah.
right at
Some
all.
fava beans.
That
and a
doesn't
nice
sound
Chianti.
right
Sure.
at all.
But yeah, he never says that.
That fucked me up. But probably because I'm pretty sure Jim Carrey says it in Ace Ventura. And that's why. Like that's more important.
It should
to
be
me.
the Ace Ventura effect.
Are you saying that
That's
all
where all
these
this comes back
all these
from?
Mandela effects are because of Ace Ventura, and he did so many different things in that movie
Dude,
that
think about it. Name another more influential movie growing up other than Ace Ventura.
If listen,
Dumb and Dumber.
if
Dumb
you're
and
not,
Dumber
if you're
was
a
up there.
millennial and you don't open a screen door like this,
then fuck you.
you're doing something
Fuck
wrong
you if you don't do that.
with your life.
Yeah, no, you're wrong. You're terrible.
Yeah.
I'll never.
Your life's a lie.
I knew, the minute I knew I was old, I was coaching high school football, like fucking, probably pretty close, to like 6-7 years ago, and I made an Ace Ventura reference, and all these fucking grade 12s were like, "The fuck is Ace Ventura?" And I'm like, "Whoa, man, I got it. This is it. I'm done. I quit. This is it. I'm old. Time for me to start looking into retirement.
these kids don't know nothing.
I need a walker."
Bunch of young whippersnappers.
Dude, I
Oh,
like,
man.
okay, you know,
Get off of my lawn.
Hold on, cancel culture. You know, I'm gonna say something that's probably a little over the line here, so don't chew me up for it. I can't help myself. I think it's funny. Whenever someone introduces one of their friends and they're like, "Oh, this person's transitioning to trans," I can't help but say, "Oh, you're telling me Finkel is Einhorn?" I say it every fucking time. I can't help it.
You're not
Stuck.
You're not getting a laugh out of me.
It's stuck in
I
your head.
fucking
Getting
loved
any giggles out of me. Not
Like
the-
the classic Finkel is Einhorn scenario here. I'm
This
like,
is
they're like, huh? Ace Ventura. It all comes back.
All these stem from Ace Ventura. What
Yeah.
we're coming up with here.
I'm definitely more of a fan of the second one than the first one. I think the second one is more funny to me because there's a lot more physical comedy in it, and I enjoy that.
Yeah, when nature calls,
they're
is
both
more
gems.
memorable though for me.
They're both pretty good. They're both pretty good, but I would.
Dude, the
I would argue
rhino
that the second
scene
one
where he's
is
coming out
better.
of the
that is
a
that is
lot more
cinema gold. The rhino.
Well, I'm going to say
scene
there's
is
more physical
just
comedy
straight up great.
in When Nature Calls, but the first one is way more quotable. The first one's way more quotable.
I know the second one more probably, but
Well, the first one is.
I mean, I own the second one on
have
VHS,
Hector's
so I could be biased.
the demon.
I had the second one. I watched the shit out of that movie. So
I watched shit of both of them. Probably why I'm a degenerate. Yeah, attribute most of it to Ace Ventura.
definitely
The rest of Power Rangers and-
When Nature Calls would definitely neither of those movies actually play today, but I still think
Dude.
it's fucking hilarious. I could watch the second one again and still have a good giggle here and there.
I'm telling you, both of them. Both of
What
them
he's doing with the
still hold
shadow puppets? Like he's doing the shadow puppets. Like fuck, man.
all right.
Dude,
all right. Let's keep moving.
If you're
Just
listening to
fucking
this and
get back
haven't
here.
watched both Ace Venturas,
Shame.
shame.
such a coming of age moment when he
Shame.
was in the cave, and I finally realized what he was doing and why he's embarrassed. When the buddy walks into him when he's in the cave and you can see the shadow. For the longest time as a little kid, I'm like, why? What's going
Who
on? I don't
cares?
understand. And then I was like, I know exactly what he's doing now.
What about you know what my favorite brand of peanut butter is? Jiffy. I love me some Jiffy
That's not
peanut
a
butter.
Jiffy
not peanut butter.
Jiffy peanut
That's
butter.
never existed as peanut butter.
Yeah, like I don't know about that one either. The Jiffy Pop.
There's
the
Jiffy
popcorn.
Pop,
Jiffy.
I think that's
Lube.
where that one gets mixed up. Is honestly is that Jiffy Pop.
Jif and Skippy have always been the peanut butter, and then there's Peter Pan. Isn't there Peter Pan? Used to be Peter Pan.
Do we
peanut
even
butter,
have
too.
Jiffy or Jif peanut butter in Canada? I don't even remember
We
seeing
do.
that.
No, we do.
We do?
I'm an Adams guy myself. But
I'm an
Jiff is
Adams
there.
guy too. Yeah.
Yeah, chunky. Chunky.
It depends. I'm not opposed
There
to
is no
chunky,
depends.
but I will get chunky. But right now I'm on the smooth because I mix it in with oatmeal, and I don't like the chunky.
I get natural peanut butter.
I'm chunky.
Natural peanut
Yeah,
butter.
that Adams is natural.
Is that the one from
But you
peanut
are
Costco?
what you eat.
butter. Yeah,
Yeah, it's delicious.
I'm a chunky guy. I love that shit.
It's hard to spread though.
What do you mean you don't want pieces of peanuts in your peanut butter? Come on,
I
man.
want it. I pretty much I want it crunchy.
What
Me
about
too. Crunchy or die?
Okay, this bring it back to Star Wars too. C-3PO wasn't all gold.
No,
It wasn't?
He had a black leg or what?
silver,
was
it had a silver leg.
In
Silver
all of it?
Lake.
Not in all of them. There's no way it was all of
I
them.
mean,
Yeah.
I mean, can you blame yourself for not knowing that? Like when you do a list and you're like, okay, all the cool characters, then you get down to the bottom with like the fucking shittiest characters.
C-3PO is not shitty. He's fucking hilarious.
Okay, wait. So wait, see,
That's because you're the Dance's C-3PO the podcast.
Exactly. He's the exact same model. Dan is the C-3PO of the
Protocol
podcast.
droid.
Exactly.
yes, that's
C-3PO
very
sucks.
fitting.
No,
Dan,
he's always had that silver leg. Because even when he gets broken up into pieces in Return of the Jedi,
There's the best part of the
Empire
movie.
Strikes Back.
Get
When
rid
he
of
gets all
him.
broken to pieces. He's a silver leg. So he's had a
he
silver
always
leg.
has a silver leg.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
interesting.
I guess I never looked close enough. So
What other ones
Yeah,
we got?
I mean,
do we got any other ones
this-
we want to touch
Yeah.
on?
Okay. So this one fucks with me. Looney Tunes. How do you spell Looney Tunes?
T-U-N-E-S. Because it's music. Like they used to play it with music.
I always thought it was
Huh?
T.
How do you spell cartoons?
It's tunes. Toons.
Yeah, double O
That's
N.
what you would think.
Nope.
That's what you'd think.
It's not.
It's tunes like the music, not
Yeah,
like the
because they used to
cartoons.
play with music.
Yeah, but they're
What?
cartoons.
Okay.
What do you mean music? What the fuck does it have to do with music? They're cartoons.
I agree. I'm on board with you. The only music I could think of
I don't believe it.
is when Bugs Bunny's massaging that
Googling.
bald dude's head listening to opera. That's the only time I think about music.
I
with
mean, it was
Looney
like
Tunes.
it was prior to that kind of stuff going on. It's like when they play with music and stuff. But
Yeah, but
no.
I wasn't born in 1946.
Release date 1930. It is.
Tells around.
It is.
1930, sorry.
Oh, that was only a couple days ago in my lifeline. No problem.
So it's Looney Tunes, like the music, Tunes.
Yeah.
The only reason I knew that is because of the Toon Squad jerseys, personally.
I
did know that because of Toon Squad jerseys.
I didn't remember it like that. I always thought it was tunes, like cartoon, Looney Tunes.
There's Tiny
This is-
Toons. Tiny Toons is Toons, I believe.
There's another one that fucks with me, is Pikachu's tail. How do you remember Pikachu's tail?
Like Thunderbolt.
Black tip.
Yellow.
Yellow with a black tip.
No.
Nope.
Red.
Nope. Never had a black. It's always had the
Red.
brown at the bottom. It's brown at the bottom and then yellow, right? All the yellow all the way up.
Yeah,
No, he has
but
red-
a lot of
oh,
people
no, he has red
remember it
cheeks.
with a black tip.
I remember it
I
being red.
never remember a black tip on there.
A lot of people do remember with a black tip.
So it's all
Apparently,
yellow.
Doesn't have a black tip.
It's all yellow.
What about this? We're kind of, yeah, it's all yellow. The whole tail.
It's all yeah. I guess. I don't know. I was never a Pikachu guy, so I don't blame myself for not knowing.
I'm
Squirtle guy myself.
actually a little disappointed that Zell didn't know this. He was confused at all because he was the first motherfucker with the yellow Pokemon cartridge for Game Boy. I was so
Pikachu
jealous.
followed you around.
Yeah.
Pikachu followed you around in that one.
That's what kind of childhood Zell had. He had the fucking
Right?
right?
Rich kid.
A rich kid.
Rich kids.
Red and-
rich kids with the yellow Pokemon.
Red and blue were $15. Yellow was also $15.
It was
No,
16.
yellow came out later, man. Yellow was bone.
It was the
I
same
remember that.
price though as the other one. It
Buddy,
just-
you would have pimped out Pikachu Game Boy too.
I did.
Listen,
I have the
you
Pikachu
try
Game
to,
Boy.
You try to explain to your parents. Well, you got the blue one, but now you need the yellow one. No, you already got the blue one. You don't need no fucking yellow one.
This motherfucker
Don't be telling me
above
about
me.
no yellow Pokemons.
He was
You got
playing
a fucking
red.
blue
I was
one.
on blue. We would trade. It was a great mutual friendship. Yellow came out. He has no need for it. He gets a new Game Boy, Pikachu Game Boy, and the Pikachu. Look at this.
And he got
look at him.
fucking
Take off those
Missing Gnome.
glasses.
Yeah. Doesn't matter to me. I don't want Pikachu. As long as I got Squirtle, I'm happy.
I had a
Give me my
I had a
Squirtle.
Pikachu branded Game Boy with Pokemon Yellow, and I rubbed it in all my friends' faces.
Rich kid. You probably had that cord for trading Pokemon.
He did.
cord?
He did.
I knew
The
it.
fucking link cord.
Did you have the printer? You motherfucker, you had the printer
I didn't
too,
have the
didn't
printer. No, I didn't have the printer, but I had the link cord for sure.
You?
Dude, this motherfucker had Sega Channel.
What?
I had Sega. My mom got Sega Channel because she wanted to play video games. She never played it. I took it over.
Listen, that was the status card of the day.
Listen.
Anybody had Sega Channel? That fucking guy was walking on water. That was a different story.
This guy's.
Did you have a Nintendo Power subscription?
No.
No, but
Okay, that's next level.
Let me tell you something. He cleaned with Febreze. This little segue to bring it back because that's how I remember it.
Febreze. It's Febreze.
Febreze.
Yeah, we want the Febreze. I'm gonna get a little Febreze.
When I looked at that and I was like, Febreze? And then I had some in my house. I had to go and get it. And I was like, Febreze? I've been saying
Febreze.
it terribly wrong this whole time? Why do we say Febreze?
It's not for. It's Febreze.
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 It's a Febreze. You want that Febreze? I give you the Febreze.
I thought it was Febreeze and it's Febreze. Febreze.
We're missing one
Febreze.
E. We're missing an E in there. That's what you're saying.
I mean, that's how they spell it. I mean, that's how I always spelled it.
Right. What about remember, I wish I was an Oscar
Meyer Wiener.
Wiener. No.
All right.
Mayer. Meyer. Mayer. Oscar Mayer.
Oh, I
Wiener.
wish I was an Oscar Mayer Wiener.
Mayer
No,
Wiener.
no, I
No,
refuse.
Oscar
no.
Mayer.
Yeah,
Oscar
stupid.
Mayer Wiener.
Again, though, fucking not a big impact
Are you saying
on my
it's
life.
spelled differently
I
or said
don't care.
differently?
It's like the Berenstain Bears, like Oscar Mayer, but it's actually Meyer, and everyone thought it was Mayer.
Oh no, it's always been M-E-Y-E.
No, in your reality, maybe Dan.
In the prime reality that I live in.
The D prime.
Every time you keep saying some of these Mandela stuff, Dan's just like, this does not compute. He knows
It's
the
not
rights.
it's I remember
This
it.
does not compute.
Well,
Because
Dan,
knows.
Dan's
as a
come from a
computer,
different dimension.
he's only plugged into our timeline.
Yeah, when we merged timelines back in 2012, when the Hadron Collider fucking merged our realities with a different dimension, Dan just that doesn't bother him. He didn't get those memories. He's stuck in the one dimension.
So why don't we get into final thoughts with? I mean, we could go on the various examples of Mandela forever.
We've been going for a while or what?
Yeah, we're at average time. I mean, there's this.
I worry if we bring up any more examples, we're not going to be friends.
Yeah, we might start fucking choking people.
Scrap it all. I don't want to talk about.
I don't have a problem that you guys have bad memories. I will take advantage of that at some point. Don't worry about
Here's
it.
the thing, Dan. Here's the thing you need to understand about your friends. 3 of us have been hit in the head a lot.
I do know
Okay?
that. That is
A
also
lot.
something I've taken into account.
Well, let's mix this one up. Dan, why don't you give your final thoughts? We'll mix it up on this one. We'll start with Dan.
the Mandela effect being a thing is, for me personally, I don't find it very comforting to have a reason for people to, beyond being like just memory is a fragile thing and this is what we know, it is easily or relatively easily manipulated. You can have people, the way memory works isn't perfectly understood at this point. We do know things about, for example, like schema. Schema are tiny little packets of knowledge of like your direct memory, essentially. So these schemas are what allow you to understand material, but they can also produce distortions. So if you have certain memories, like there can be frameworks to certain memories and then can become associated with each other. So for example, if you have something like Alexander Hamilton, for people who live in the United States, most Americans will believe or learned in school that Alexander Hamilton was a founding father of the United States. He's on the $10 bill, but he was never a president. Now, if you ask some people about the presidents of the United States, many people will actually believe that Hamilton was a president. He never was. He's never president. But you can actually ask a lot of people, and there's probably a lot of people who recall Hamilton being a president. And it's probably because they think presidents and they associate presidents with dollar bills. They think about dollar bills and then they're like, oh, well, you know, it's just like Benjamin Franklin as well. Benjamin Franklin was never a president.
Right.
He was just a founding father. But he's on a dollar bill. So a lot of people will think about their dollar bills and think about, So it's just these are called schema driven errors. So, you know, Mandela effect can be attributed to that. I also kind of have this thing that's like, if people want to subscribe to the idea of the Mandela effect, that, oh, you can claim that there is an alternate reality thing, that kind of opens up, I think that opens up a weird door and a path that you don't really want to go down. And if you think about it and take it to a very dark place, you could have people sitting in court being like, that wasn't me. I never did that. I never abused that child. I never murdered that person. That was a different person.
Ooh, you went dark, dude.
Got dark
you went dark
quick.
real quick. What's going on in that fucking hard drive of yours? That's weird.
You're like, this never happened. You've been Mandela'd.
Yeah, you could take that into court. And I'm saying this is why these thought experiments and these things are entertaining, but I'm feeling like if it's something that you really want to, if a lot of people start to subscribe to, you could really take it to some really dark places. And I don't think that a lot of this can be explained by, memory is not imperfect, especially also, like I said at the beginning, we live in the age of misinformation. So there's a lot to be said about memory being a social construct. And that memory is not necessarily, set. Nobody's memory is perfect. And it can also be reinforced by other people saying that, oh yeah, I remember that too. But they're also misremembering the same thing. So it just reinforces that. And then, you have more people who just have bad memories. You get a bunch of people with bad memories together, and then they all feel like they solidify that memory. So I don't know. I think it's just a lot of people have bad memories and are able to communicate with each other easily. And then a lot of this stuff just keeps popping up.
Dan's a reductionist.
But we have to be careful.
Dan's a reductionist.
Well, here's my thing is like, so when was the Mandela effect like officially noticed? Where it's like
by the paranormal certificate lady, whatever.
2010.
Yep.
2010 was when she was like, there's this weird phenomenon, right? That she coined as the Mandela effect in 2010. Here's my theory.
So happens to be my claim to fame.
Do you know when they fired up that Hadron Collider?
2010.
Hadron
Collider.
Large
Hadron
I don't know how
Collider.
to pronounce. You listen, guys. How long have we been doing this? You know I can't pronounce words. So
Fine.
why?
It's fine.
Why? The first test of this was September 10th, 2008, 2 years prior to this discovery. So what I think is that every time they're firing this thing up, it's just tweaking reality ever so slightly.
I call bullshit. We don't even have one Spider-Man, let alone like 5 of them. So obviously that's not happening.
That you know of.
We would see them by now. There's so many shitty things happening around the world. Spider-Man would be punching somebody in the face.
But that's what I think is. I think that, potentially these things, there is some realistic element to this of like, maybe they're firing this thing up. We're getting thinning of the veil or some conscious memories from another reality or dimension seeping through. It just seems like such a weird phenomenon to me that so many people will have the same thing. And we just chalk it up to being so easily convinced.
Right.
Like that everyone's wrong.
I like that. Andrew, what do you think?
Oh, fuck. I'm going to bastardize this. I'm fucking drunk.
Nice.
Okay.
Dude, you know I'm a
So-
bastard. Why would you say?
Yeah, I'm also a
awful.
bastard.
I'm sorry.
Double.
You guys are bastards. Yeah, but you fucking had the Pikachu, fucking
Pikachu.
Big Boy, and the fucking transfer cable and all that
It's called
shit.
a link
So
cable.
whatever. I don't feel bad for you. I don't feel bad for
okay.
you. And
Well, listen,
Braden thinks
his
fucking
parents-
Shine
his
Down's better
parents-
than Leonard Skinner. It's
His
okay,
parents
fuck.
had to spoil him because he's going to hell.
So I was reading. I believe the lady's name was. She's a neuroscientist. Believe her name was Daniela Schiller. I was listening to her do kind of this lecture, and she was explaining like basically every time like your mind's got some type of process storage, right? And every time you go into that memory, you recall the memory. And you remember the memory, and every time it goes into the next memory, if that makes sense.
Wait, no, you lost me. There's too many memories in that sentence.
Going to memory with the memory.
So you don't
like
you're basically we don't really remember the original memory. It's just the memory of the memory, right? So it's changing every time.
Yeah.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
sure.
Because it did when I was sober. Right now, I don't fucking know.
It sounds good. It sounds like I'll trust you. I'll trust you on it.
So
Sure, I gotta
every time you're like you're copying a memory, it might be changing
exactly,
slightly.
and it changes a little bit because there's that. Fuck! I really wish I was sober right now because there's that fuzzy trace theory where it's basically like a theory of cognition that draws upon dual trace conceptions to predict and explain cognitive phenomena. So there's two of them. There's verbatim traces and there's gist traces. So the verbatim traces are remembering things exactly word for word. And the gist traces are remembering the general meaning of things, right? So like an example would be like the verbatim trace would be consists of an actual word, like you remember like a spaniel, like a dog. So the actual fucking spaniel dog. And then the gist would be things that would be about a spaniel, right? Like so hunting, fucking gathering, that type of shit.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, so you have like a main
You have
thought or a main memory of something, and then you have all the other like supporting memories against it.
exactly. And then oddly enough, like I'm gonna go back, let's fucking bring it all the way back to what I was talking about earlier, is like adolescence and media. The gist memories, the bulk of them happen in your adolescence, as opposed to the verbatim memories come as a fucking adult.
Okay.
Make sense?
So you're saying
Think about everything we talked about. Fucking Pikachu, Forrest Gump, all that shit. That's all happened when we were kids. What's happened recently that's been Mandela?
I don't know.
Exactly.
Well,
I don't
and
know
like-
a lot of things though. So
well, the stuff that we think about now that they're going to try to have as Mandela is probably those Capitol riots. They're probably going to say that those are Mandela in about 5 years or so.
like they never happened.
Like they never happened. They're trying to do it now. We call it gaslighting now, but eventually they're going to call it Mandela.
Is that what gaslighting is? Dan, can you get in up that fucking CPU and pull out the definition for gaslighting?
Well, it's when you're trying to tell somebody
that.
that it never happened. Essentially,
You're trying to
that they don't.
That's
They're
what
misremembering
gaslighting is?
something.
You're trying to cover up like a real event with misinformation, pretty much.
So
It's
that's
like,
what
you're telling
gaslighting
somebody
is?
that never happened. You're misremembering
Yeah.
that never happened.
So where's the gas and the light come from? I don't understand. Where do we get to
I
this?
can't remember where the term came from. It comes from something about fuck. What is it? I looked it up one day, but now I can't remember off the top of my head.
It's probably
I have
something.
to look up the definition,
like-
but it's something
Dan,
to do.
you
It's
gotta let us
something to do
know,
with
man.
lighting lamps or something like that. Like
With gas?
Trying to like
yeah, well, it used to be like gas lamps, like because lamps on like street lights, I think, used to operate off of gas or something. I can't remember.
probably
But why is that relevant to making up stories? I don't
Gaslighting?
understand.
Well, apparently it comes from one of the people in the chat says it comes from a movie. Like it comes from an actual movie.
All right. We got to
Either way.
discuss this in after hours because I'm so confused, but that's
it's a
normal.
term you hear a lot lately. All right,
Tons.
my theory. Then we'll move on. I mean, I think because a lot of people talk about like quantum mechanics and like the quantum universe is now like that's been pretty much accepted in physics is like that is there. We just don't really understand it. And then you can say like, what is consciousness? Like you're projecting the reality, right? So your brain may be, if you go with the Mandela effect scenario, your brain is a quantum computer. And so whatever reality we're experiencing now also is happening in infinite other realities, in like the quantum realm, the other probabilities which we are not experiencing. Like there's, the many worlds theory. So maybe like all these memories that people have, the group memories, like I thought he said like, no, I'm your father, or I thought he said, Luke, I'm your father, like, or whatever we've been talking about, has all that stuff has happened, and our like quantum brain is confused. That's like the metaphysical theory of the Mandela effect, is like everyone is remembering the correct thing, but in this reality what we're experiencing together is the wrong one for the majority of people. So that's kind of what I think. Well, maybe what I'm remembering, maybe that did happen, but it's not right for this reality. You know what I mean? Like whatever happened here.
I wonder if it's a weird, like, we start to look at what was that, we're conscious thought, and you're like, if you're perceiving something like matter changes differently. What's that experiment? Fuck, I'm too drunk now to even think.
You're talking about the double slit experiment.
Double slit experiment, right? Where it's like if it's being observed, it changes, and we have no fucking idea why.
Well, that's exactly. That's
magic.
Like, that's us project. So when we observe the experiment, when you, it's magic. Well, it kind of is.
That, if I don't understand something, it's magic. TV's
bro.
Magic.
Bibbidi bobbidi boo.
Yeah, this stuff is all super fun and stuff. But when Ghislaine Maxwell gets up there on the stand, she says that never happened. All that stuff that you guys are accusing me from, that was from an alternate dimension, a different timeline. Should that hold up in court?
Of course not. That's stupid.
Okay.
Yeah. Come on, Dan. Don't be ridiculous.
Don't be ridiculous.
Oh, yeah,
Dan.
All right. Come on with your weird theories.
Let's be honest. She's gonna be hung by her fucking jacked ass fucking cellmate before that.
In the same thing, Dan, in a different dimension, maybe she's innocent. But not in this one. Doesn't seem like it.
Oh God, no.
All right. Well, let's type in fan story, and I know we've got a couple of those building up, and fire up the old random Matron.
Here we go. Should have it.
Woo! All right.
All right.
Well, I'm going to read the name because it doesn't say I can't.
Fair enough.
Dear ATT, time for us to meet. I'm Andre, Portuguese, 33, 87 born. Fuck yeah. English is not my main language. Hopefully, Braden will perform amazingly when reading. Well, English is not my first reading language either, so it's okay. Spoiler alert, the following story is real, thus I agree we can all see things and imagine stuff. Brains are quite complicated, and I won't be upset if you, my fave bumcasters, find any kind of explanation to the experiences I
most
had.
Accurate description of this podcast I've ever
Bum
heard in my fucking life.
A couple bumcasters.
Bumcasters.
I do accept other opinions and for sure jokes. Okay, perfect. So let's get into it. This is the experience that unlocked my brain to see further, to believe there is much more to this life, to actually see things in different ways. Still to this day, I know I did see something, but I am always trying to debunk myself on this matter, so I have a way of presenting plausible arguments on why I did see that, why I do not need to create stories, and why, as an 8-year-old, I had a pretty grown brain. It's a fucking bold statement for an 8-year-old.
A pretty grown brain.
He's got a big old brain. Awesome
brain.
Summer night. I was about 8 or 9 years old. It was past 9 p.m. The location was Azores BA-4 Air Force Base. It was a normal, happy summer night, playing footy with my friends. Our parents were at the Sergeant's Club, just having beers. Our mom was also there, and we were having the times of our lives. So either I was thirsty or wanted something to eat when I went to look for my parents. Long story short, my dad's wallet at home. Oh, my dad's wallet was at home, so he asked me to go get it. From the Sergeant's Club to my house was like a minute walk. As I'm walking out of my house with my dad's wallet, I go past the mini market behind the Sergeant's Club, where Mom worked during the daytime. So as I'm walking past, I see a shadow. Hat, big coat, pretty weird. It's summer,
shit.
but who gives a fuck? What the fuck? As soon as I go past the shadow, I realize there was no volume to it. It was just a shadow smoking a cigarette. I never ran so fast in my life. Guess what? My dad and my mates' dads started laughing after I told them. They said, funny little kid. My mates made fun of me after I told them. Obviously, as kids and professional explorers, we went there. Sadly, nothing. Hold on. Professional explorers at 8? All right, come on.
Buddy, hey, listen, you don't know he's fucking not part of the Goonies.
It's true. He did have a
Kid
big
might
old
be
brain.
a fucking Goonie, man.
Sadly, nothing there, and my brain just got into stupid mode. Not a good thing. Happily, people don't care about this stuff, and I suppose no one remembered the next day. Well, for me, it was a different story. 22 years later, it's still in my head, like a bloody equation I have to solve. 2. So this happened only because of my curiosity. Was just randomly talking with my mom during dinner, and I told her I was looking for stuff about shadow people and that I did see one when I was little. Then she started crying, and I asked her, why are you crying? Mom tells me granddad told her something similar when she was little. Also, granddad passed away when she was 19, so she gets pretty upset when talking about him. So mom tells me that granddad, on a few occasions in a space of a year while going to work on his bicycle, was stopped by someone. Excuse me, sir, could you light my cigarette? It's told granddad made the bicycle look like a sports bike till one day he got fed up and stopped. This time for the shadow figure was legs crossed and not touching the floor. He was actually just hovering above the floor. The figure simply vanished when granddad approached. Years went by, and one day when my granddad was taking my nan home after a day walk, he saw another figure leaning on a tree. After he left nan, he tried to approach the shadow, but it vanished. I asked my mom if granddad was a drinker, only because Portuguese, especially in that time, were hardcore drinkers. There you go, trying to find a plausible reason, but mom said he was not a drinker, only a smoker. Cigarettes. Granddad did not tell any other stories of shadow people, but there are some creepy stories I can share later. I just wanted to focus on this particular experience. My research took me to an idea that I feel some people might disagree. Basically, most people see shadow figures as a bad thing. I can understand, since some see monsters of some sort and it occurs during sleep. But me, I only saw a shadow of a man wearing a fedora and a coat. And in no way I ever felt that it was going to harm me. I only felt the shiver when I went past it. Bloody hell, no volume. There was not a normal explanation. So I just reacted. Run. Obviously, I had to run to my parents, adrenaline at peak levels, but I wish I didn't. From what my mom told me, granddad felt the same. Afraid, curious, mildly amused. During my amateur research, I crashed into many forums and all sorts of information talking about bad shadow figures that do not let you wake up, pretty different from what I had. Then I found someone from Brazil who had a similar experience. A figure, no volume, like it was 2D with a fedora hat, a coat, smoking a cigarette, does not interact with you, just watches you, and the same mixed feelings. My opinion, I did really see something. I also tried to reason with myself, since I'm older now, just try to debunk myself. Still to this day, it's stuck here in my head, and no more research material. Glad I could share with open-minded people that are able to think openly and hopefully will listen to your opinions. If not, glad I could share. Keep it up, guys. You guys are getting to the top of podcasting. You mean bumcasting. And for me, you are the top of theories, conspiracies podcasts. Andre. Thanks, Andre.
Cheers.
Dude, the weird
English pretty
fedora...
good. It's pretty
the weird
good.
fedora
damn good.
2D figure. I mean, I've talked about seeing that similar figure.
It's Lou
walking
Bega.
a dog. Like
Lou Bega.
Lou Bega.
Lou
The
Bega,
Hat Man.
the fucking
I'm the Hat
Man.
Man.
We talked about this on Cosmic Channels, and we've decided that the Shadow Man Lou Bega is the king of shadow people, and he
He says it in a song. Like he put it into a song.
has the
He's taunting
He's got
us.
the fedora on. He says it in a song. It's that motherfucker. We didn't talk about it before, but I'm pretty sure we all know Theorite of the Week. We got two. I think we got two that we have to say. Two Theorites of the Week.
We do. One of them's a repeat, but we got a new one, and the guy's been on fucking fire.
It's good.
Guy's been like it's just been a meme onslaught.
And they've been good too.
Brendan Burmeister.
Damn.
Guy's
good.
been on fucking fire. Like, come on now.
He Dan and the Maesters of the Universe.
It's pretty good.
Crushing
good.
it, dude. This Dukes of Hazzard. He had a Muppets one.
Oh,
He
the
had,
Dukes of
a
Hazzard
Toy
was funny.
Story one with me. Dude, the guy's been on fire. Guy's been blowing
Killing
it up. I love it. The biggest thing about Theory of the Week is the original content. Making it yourself. Unreal. And then listen, Darius, guy's unstoppable.
Darius
Come on
Witherspoon
Yeah.
made us
Guy's
into
amazing,
DBZ
dude.
characters.
He DBZ'd us.
Yeah.
Dude, he gave Braden
pretty
abs,
good.
man. Braden was ripped. It's
Very
phenomenal.
accurate.
I mean, if the running challenge was like fucking 3 years, yes. Yes, it was good. He crushed it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
3 years and Braden's from a different planet.
Yeah.
yeah. All awesome content. What
Planet Vegeta.
if you're not, you can find all that stuff on our Facebook, on our group. Just search for Alien Theorists on Facebook. You can find the Theorite official group. Can't miss it. Or we occasionally post them onto Instagram as well, and give credit where credit is due. There's one thing I got to bring back. It's coming back. We've briefly talked about it before, but now with our Spotify deal we have at the moment, I'm going to be bringing back Band of the Week.
Yeah.
End of the
So-
week.
So Band of the Week is going to be now, because we can make it pretty much turns into a mini playlist. So you listen to this podcast, we give you Band of the Week or Song of the Week. After the theme song ends, a song will begin. And this song, as opposed to previous versions of Band of the Week, actually gives bands a stream. So if you're looking for some new music and you want to stick around, support some independent music,
Listen, stick around. Stick around.
Can you make an intro to Band of the Week with what Dan just sang, like Band of the Week, to the like rhythm of Band on the Run by Wings?
Band of the Week.
But it's got to be Dan. It has to be Dan just singing it because it was fucking beautiful.
okay, well, I can make some music, and Dan will send over to Dan. He can lay down some vocals.
Fuck yes.
I'm on it.
So
I love it.
we're gonna start Band of the Week with my band, Lucky Monkey, and we'll see how this works, because it's gonna be the first time we've tried it. So at the end of this podcast, stick around for the song "You Let Me Down," and then if you have a band and you're unsigned, that's the rule. You got to be unsigned, independent artist trying to make your way through this pandemic music industry, which is non-existent, which is tough. So send us your song to alientheorist@gmail.com, and we'll try and include it in Band of the Week.
When the podcast man meets a music Sam, we're searching for everyone. Band of the Week. Is that how's it gonna go?
No.
Maybe not, but maybe.
I believe Dan's version will be better than the original. Just like Shinedown.
Just like Shinedown. Right.
Fuck you and fuck Shinedown. I don't ever want to hear that again. Hate this. Hate it.
Anyways,
I can't talk to this guy anymore.
to wrap this episode up, if you're not supporting the show on Patreon and you want access to live stream, early access to case files, all the other goodies, check
Ron Pond fan pick poll.
and pick poll, the whole shebang. Check the link in the podcast description, or head over to patreon.com/Alien Theorist Podcast. This week we have Joel Weathers, Brianna Woods, T.A. Wardrop, Catherine Murdoch, Ice Wallow Come, all capitals with underscores. Number of the Joe, that's dope.
Fuck.
Lazaro Flores, Jess Moser. Next page, Adam, Joey Kaplinger, Stephen Estep. I believe that's a 2-time Theory of the Week right there. Thanks for supporting the show.
Two-time.
Matt Smith went up. Caesar 7CT. Imagine Vegeta himself is supporting the show.
Majin Vegeta, yes.
Jackson Stare, Kurt, Flavored Purple, Jack Mayers, and Zesty Mordant went up in a pledge. Thank you very much
Zesty.
for supporting the show.
Growing businesses and finance professionals, you need Bill Spend and Expense, the free-to-use spend management software. It's powered by the Bill Divvy Corporate Card, which helps growing companies scale with credit lines of $500 to $15 million, automated expense reports, and as many virtual cards as you need. For a limited time, get $500 when you get started with Bill Spend and Expense. Request a demo at bill.com/get500. Terms and conditions apply. Advertised credit ranges are not guaranteed and are determined at approval. Card issued by Cross River Bank, member FDIC.
The comfort of your favorite seat is now your comfy car selling command center, thanks to Carvana.
It doesn't get any better than this.
Your favorite seat's the best spot in the house. Make it even better by entering your license plate or VIN and getting a real offer in minutes.
There really is no place like home.
And speaking of home, Carvana will pick up your car from yours after you finalize your offer. Visit Carvana.com or download the app and sell your car from your comfy place.